asasi ewuti ohini bia ranti missy osoro ewuti asasi ewuti ohini bia ranti Wahini fatawo Heraditiu Diwuhini Diwuhini Uyonyamyo Diwuhini Unyami Hatiawaye Doso Heye wato Intina ye tiasi Haseda
to the second Tuesday in the month of July. God bless you so much for putting that dial or that channel there for us to always watching us. We say God bless you abundantly wherever you are going today. Remember, Serena Shrine is here to stay, and so just carry us along on Facebook WTV Ghana and on YouTube Wesleyan Television Ghana. My name is Miss.Na. Before we start our day, we would like to go into scriptures and then we encourage ourselves. And so this morning, we'll take our reading from Psalm 46, verses 10. Nala wulole ichoneji nyongmai ejeke ekpaake ashikuku niji nyongma no ni ekanyo ake nyefe adio ni nyena nyelia ake miji nyongmo. Awo mi no gojo ye majinle ating. Awo mi no gojo ye shikpon mule feno. And then the English also reads like this. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The word of God. So this morning, what the scripture is telling us is that we should know that God is always with us. Whatever situation we find ourselves in, we should be still and know that He is with us. He knows it all. He sees it all. And He has the solution to all of our problems. Any problem that you face today, God has a way of taking you out of it. And so wherever you find yourself, whatever you find yourself in today, is it your work that is giving you problems? Is it that you've not had a job in a very long time? Is it that your finances are down? Is it that there's a sick person in your family who you are praying for healing for? Then it means that God knows it all. He alone can do what we expect or what we want Him to do. That is if we pray and we keep believing and we keep trusting that He alone can do this for us. And when He does it, the onus lies on us to also come out to say thank you to Him, because He said that even the whole world will be able to praise Him. And so why not? Whatever situation you find yourself in today, still keep praising God, because He alone can do exceedingly abundantly for us. Even when we decide or we know that all hope is lost, He alone can do it for us. Not living a way you are fair, Femodio no na oleake yehowa keboye. No fe no mi no chon keji hela ji o shikagbe fanju. No fe no ni gbe echimboye he. Na oleake yehowa keboye. Eshimbo kokoko. No fe no mi no ochon mi keji chelie daleshi. Eda keke keji wo daleshi poe. E ba che majin fe ni adaleshi. Lof no ipo daleshi. Ewo efe ni wo yo libine. Wo bo won de aka obada yehowa shi. No fe no ochon mi wada yehowa shi da ke lepe. Ji moni e ba nye fe ne keni fe moni. Ke hawo bonisa le ehie ke agbene gbeme fe ahie ni ayeka na pawe ni na ni se bibi a ofe mu bia no bibi a wo mu enne no se yare o se ejuma na ebi ni ho se sikasem na aye basa se wejuma nso na ahyeda aye basa ne de. Don't worry, God is always there for you. sorry, Anapa, just say thank you to him because he alone can turn our situations around. Thank you so much for joining us on in 𝗟𝗡𝗙 today. And we hope that as you are stepping out, you do well to go along with this scripture, and then you memorize it, you keep it in your head, and go along your day with it. But last week, on our highlights last week, we indicated that some young persons in Kenya have demonstrated their opposition to government plan to introduce some new taxes. Well, several people died in the process, but at the end of it all, the president was forced to reject that plan. At the back of this, our Speaker of Parliament, 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘 has an advice for government on how to avoid such similar situations in the country. We will hear from him. Then again, recently parliamentarians had a reason to lament about their poor pensions. Despite such complaints, several persons are vying for parliamentary elections to enter into the House. Well, the 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘 II is curious to know why, and we will also hear from him. We'll also tell you why cement manufacturers are refusing to meet the trade minister. On that note, we have a question of the day for you. So how best can you prepare for your exam? Keji o makako wene te ochoni osa ohi kechonka ne ni femoni ohate eja keke oke akemuku keke abaka abang makape be etwie famuko ele kake abang makape emi eshehi wote ofioten osa ohi kechoni keka ni obang mane ni. This question will sit in 𝗟𝗚𝗙𝗘, and so when you call us, please do well to share your comments with us on 𝗟𝗚𝗙𝗘. Now we'll go into 𝗟𝗚𝗏, that's the stories on the internet, and of course the newspaper headlines. Later, we will sit down and bring you the part 2 of 𝗟𝗏, where our news analyst will sit with us and then delve deeper into the stories, give us a comment, give us some advice on what to do here in the end. All those appropriate quarters would also listen and do accordingly. That is what we are always hoping and praying for. We'll take a break and we'll come back with Apomoding and then Insurance Minutes. Later, we'll bring you Agro. And then finally, last but one, we'll bring you 𝗟𝗚𝗙𝗘. We sit behind the big table and we'll discuss all the trending stories. And this time, we'll be discussing exams. Yes, we are discussing what exams is all about, how you prepare towards your exams. And this is because very soon some of our young persons will be sitting for 𝗏𝗏𝐸 and then the other exams, and these are some of the things we'll be discussing today. I hope that you sit behind your television set and pick up one point or another. If you're a teacher, please do well to listen to this. If you're a guardian or you're a parent, listen to this conversation and then help your wards in that regard. But we'll take a quick turn. Before we do so, we want to say hello to all our sponsors, and you, our viewer, as our #1 sponsor, wherever you are. We say God bless you. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 Insurance Company, for all your insurance needs, your motor insurance policy, your contractors or risk policy, marine insurance, your bonds, and all that you need an insurance policy for, you can get it from 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 Insurance Company. Now, Methodist University Ghana is also one of our sponsors for if you want to go into school, you want to do nursing, you want to do HRM, that's the human resource management, you want to do education, whatever the course is, Methodist University is there to serve you and then to sort you out. And so pick up a form. If you are a Methodist, remember it is free. If you're a non-Methodist, then you'd also have some percentage for yourself, and so do well to pay your school fees on time so that you can get a 30% discount off your fees. MIPL, Methodist Investment and Properties Limited, for your ginger powder, your ginger juices, your mango, your millet, your banana, and all the other natural fruit juices that you need. MIPL is there to give you just that. Buy it in bulk and enjoy a greater percentage of discount for yourself. KFK Foods this morning, please want to order a breakfast from them. If you want tea, you can get it. If you want a quick baby, you can get it. If you want O'Brien, you get it. If you want oats, Tom Brown, and whatever food that you want this morning, you can get it. Even if you want washi, you can still get it from KFK Foods. The prices are affordable. You can find them in Tema Community 25 or on the Ambassadorial Enclave inside the Wesley Towers. On the ground floor, you can find KFK Foods. Sankofa Natural Spices. That spice blend that you have to buy the different spices and then mix it up before you marinate your chicken, your meat, your beef, and all that. This time around, it comes in just one small sachet or a bigger sachet. Whatever the amount you have, you can get Sankofa natural spices to buy in any of the shops near you. And so try out their beef or their chicken, try out their stew, their soup, their noodles, and any other flavor that you need for your food. Multi-credit savings and loans. If you need a loan today for that business, Multi-Credit is there to sort you out. Walk into any of their offices nationwide, speak to an agent. If you qualify, you will be handed over some stash of money, but please do well to pay your loans on time so that the next person can also benefit from that same amount. Thank you so much. Barbarella Clothing is one of our supporters and our sponsors, and 𝗟𝗏𝗘, all the water we take here is from 𝗟𝗏𝗘. It's coming all the way from the Tema diocese, and so if you want to buy it in bulk, you can contact them on the numbers I'll be rolling on your television set, or later when I sit down, I'll bring you all the contact of 𝗟𝗏𝗘. Thank you so much. We'll take a quick turn, return, we'll sit down and bring you the room.
Hooray! The Methodist University College Ghana has received a presidential charter to become Methodist University Ghana, the prestigious university that delivers quality education to empower you to become an all-round scholar in developing academic excellence. Is calling on suitably qualified persons for admission to postgraduate, undergraduate, diploma, and certificate programs and courses in nursing, educational assessment and evaluation, guidance and counseling, psychology, economics, HRM and management studies, marketing and supply chain management, communication, IT, accounting, social work, ports and shipping management, PhD in education, and many more. Take advantage of our 30% discount on fees for all 𝗟𝗏𝗘 candidates and discounts for all Methodists on all programs at MUG. We have campuses in Dansoman, Tema, and 𝗟𝗏𝗘, which run day, evening, and weekend sessions. Mature entrance exams are also available. Admissions are ongoing and are done in January and August every year. For inquiries, call 0558 309059 or visit mug.edu.gh. MUG, the rich brand. METHUG, we have the zeal to educate.
Nana ye, Ediana mihui, enemrim, ena water akakadro pepperentia, na wakwa chi.
So for mommy, said you me peme duane nyina natural no. Me this spicy so.
Emu na akakadro garlic rentia, ni na spices akakadro. Garlico ediye ena yake kabom. Na ye dia Sankofa natural spices.
Oh wow. Na sana kesi nyina o. Ene me ya ye hit it. Hey, munya garlic no, ene de mu chuchuchu no. Efri na kro, Sankofa natural spices. Eno an e be use 100% natural. Said the no.
Adofo, mamunye huge mistake. Sankofa natural spices.
Do you need quality and professional ministerial attire? Be it cassock, clerical shirts, stoles, preaching gowns, preaching bands, wedding gowns, and sanctuary vestments? Then your best destination is the Methodist Investments and Properties Limited, MIPL. Individuals and churches can also contact MIPL for their African wear, both male and female, curtains, church or institutional anniversary clothing, Friday wears, mufflers, diaries, liturgy books, souvenirs, badges, Lacoste and t-shirts, among others. MIPL produces natural fruit juice such as ginger, pineapple, mango, millet, banana, as well as specially prepared ginger powder to boost your daily vitality. MIPL Property Management is also available to both individuals and corporate institutions in managing your property and providing investment solutions. Locate MIPL office at the Grant House inside Adabraka, Accra for your businesses at affordable prices, or call us on 0242 122 787. If you are looking for an office space which is spacious with a car park, 24-hour security, standby generator, then look no further. The Grant House building is up for rent and is located adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral, Accra. Call us on 0242 122 787. KFK Foods is an award-winning world-class restaurant with over 10 years experience in both local and continental dishes. We render services for parties, cafeteria services for schools and hospitals, individuals, corporates and institutions, as well as groups who want to treat their partners to delicious meals and services. We have all local and international dishes, including banku with tilapia, fufu with light soup, fried rice with grilled or fried chicken, assorted fried rice, fish with chips, noodles and spaghetti, pizzas, pastries, shawarma, beef and chicken sauces. All kinds of breakfast baskets in Accra. Locate us at the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In Tema, locate us at Community 25 Annex, where the event center is located at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. For all orders, call us on 0244 637647 or WhatsApp us on 050 33171153. KFK Foods, you deserve it.
There is always a story on the train of national discourse, a host of thorny issues begging intelligent analysis and unbiased scrutiny. But how do we interrogate these matters? Through the regular lens of partisanship or through a spectrum that focuses on the national good? The answer is the latter, and that is why the state is here. Here on the state, we turn our backs on the political gimmicks, ignoring the endless propaganda and opening our doors to honest and critical assessments on all matters of national interest. Our focus is to generate compelling solutions to the litany of problems in education, politics, health, governance, the economy, and all other areas of national life. We also bring you closer to the narratives on the streets, bringing you up to speed with the voices of ordinary men and women who cannot be heard. It's a platform of truth, objectivity, and impactful Christian-centered engagement designed to better the lot of all and sundry. Join me, 𝗟𝗚𝗙 this and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Wesleyan TV for this all-new current affairs program. For sponsorship, please call 059 311 0733 or 025 625 3461. The State, probing the issues, digging the solutions.
Wesleyan TV, reaching out to the world.
Welcome back. It's time for The Room. Beshake woke sanjie ni your internet and okay have been a newspaper headline say fe baba ha hwenye here she wo bade she keje mlawo pe neji parliament it reads like this: the Speaker of Parliament, 𝗟𝗚𝗩𝗘, has issued a cautionary note to Ghanaian leaders highlighting the recent events in Kenya as a critical reminder, especially as the country gears up for the crucial elections on December 7 this year. The Kenyan government was recently forced to withdraw a financial bill that sought to raise more revenue after a massive protest by young people, including an attack on Parliament. The Speaker Bagbin emphasized that the situation in Kenya shares similarities with Ghana's and urged leaders, including members of Parliament, to prioritize free, fair and transparent elections. He proactively reached out to key stakeholders in his efforts to ensure a peaceful electoral process. These stakeholders include the chairpersons of the Electoral Commission and the National Commission for Civic Education, traditional authorities, and the Chief Justice. He also plans to engage with President 𝗟𝗚𝗙 to emphasize the importance of a violence-free elections. Beke Wombote Sani Emienoni, Speaker of Parliament, you offer Jake. Sani quotation Kenya man ni ebalake oblayin ko oblaye teshi amewu many yomla wo pe heni yo Kenya ni balake mepi awala engme ame e wono ni wo speaker yu opeja keji omo fe mo no le ake oyegbe na ko ye Ghana manemi niji mla wo pe lo niji MPs ke wo ba wo mancheme ke wo magia cheme fe mo fe mo abomode ake no fe no ba ya no Ghana manemi kocho December 7 elections alo shiki fon e ba ya no pepepe mo fe mo abomode ake e ka no kwa ba afo shi bana fe no ni tenye Kenya eko akaya no Ghana manemi na ye kan na ne say speaker 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 say ebe ya anka obi biara okita any position wo Ghana ha especially ye bano members of parliament and I say traditional leaders and I say president obia enhwe yi na obia mfa bibia eda akwemu mfa ntu baby a eda se ne be ya e bano election 2024 yenna ebekọ akwakoto aba fefefe senebia asembia empie ti se asema epie ewo Kenya ma ene nkofo bebre ehwe omonkwa ewo Kenya oman. We'll continue with our second story. And some 5 cement manufacturers on Monday, July 1, boycotted a scheduled meeting with the Minister of Trade and Industry, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, over discussions on a proposed legislative instrument to regulate cement prices. Dangote, Super Sem, Gasem, Diamond Cement and Simaf, where the manufacturers purported to have declined to meet with the minister, citing the need for closed-door meeting. This comes at a time when manufacturers have strongly opposed the LI efforts to regulate cement prices. However, at a press conference, the Minister of Trade and Industry, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, said he remains unfazed about laying the LI on Tuesday, July 2 in Parliament. This was not supposed to be a press conference. It was supposed to be a meeting with the cement manufacturers. You will recall that in the last few days, I didn't quite lay a document, but I have given an indication of my intention to lay an LI which will relate to the pricing of cement in the country. Non depending what you pay ke or papa 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 ke baba la ke wo ko ba nwem la wo pelo ahin ni chon ke cement price fe alo shika no ke yo cement whatever brand it is or for wa hele shika komi no energy no ni cement producers ame enum ame ke ne ke meeting na ame ke 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 banane ame yan ni ame ke la tashiko ega ke ame basma ke 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 kan ba wi here no je be ni HM of fame ke pe ni ke sane ne baba fo ame here energy na me wi ake ke iba bale na kan le ame kele ekpe nkra ne agbe no 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 no ke be ke bale ne ke pe bele hu sane ne ke ba formula okulo ahin ni ji LI ni ji legislative instrument e ke ba ne ka formula okulo fe ahin ni ji mene July 2 ni aye kan na ni se papa 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 say nko for cement manufacturers be 5 bia ene ye ka say o we say omundi onu emiti o man kono onu esi mu pise obeko parliament edisa LI we akoto omunim se ne be prices of cement ebeko pepepe ediama Ghana on mine. We'll move to Kumasi, where the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 the second has expressed worry over the strong ambition of some people to hold the office of members of parliament. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 the second further questioned the motivations behind the eagerness to join parliament, pointing out the extreme measures some people are willing to take, including insults and physical attacks, to assume the position. The 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 raised this concern during a visit by the Speaker of Parliament, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 on Sunday, to the Mensha Palace in Kumasi. Why is it that everyone wants to go to Parliament? What is there that people will beat others and insult people just to go to Parliament? This is something that you have to pay attention to, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 said. The 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 also mentioned that unrealistic promises made by parliamentary candidates in pursuit to assume office as an MP without budget. Why do you promise to fix roads and bring things that you know you cannot provide? As an MP, you should rather be assuring your constituents that when you get to Parliament, you will stand firm to help bring the laws needed for development in the country, the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 noted. Kawate Kumasi ni ami wapapa otumfo 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 niji enyono ekesane ko eba fon Speaker of Parliament here ni chon akeshi enu shishi no ni hewoni mene ke oteshowana ke me pinta wake ame afata heyemla ope ni jambacho members of Parliament energy no ni yuake ewa wo Ghana mane ejake me pi ni amesmaka ma adomoshina fon ameno oshikie balake ame hawo share baba o share koji ake shike imba masa agbene kemba masa agbene energy no ni otum for say tutu ni ji inyono yu ake ke eba hie keji obadomoshina fon uno shikie esa ke onyo okowo ake keji oba bomode ake mla ni ogana manemi ba yi emu bona afi ni ma ayano ni iko imama papa ni ebu ni ayeka ni na ne say ye papa otum for say tutu a otoso mienu ni awaka ni na ne say eni na kakra say nkofo bebre pese omuko parliament omuye members of parliament na onti asese nkofo bebre enso e the promises to say me ba me roadway me ba me say we na oka say nke be ya obegina say ye nto so aba na chese wo say otumi di nhihye bi to ho say me ba anka me ko parliament a mema emra a ewo ho no ya hyemu den se ne be ya e the development e be bre ye nyina. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority, 𝗟𝗏𝗏, Dr. 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏, has raised alarm about the increasing rate of non-communicable diseases in Ghana, describing them as the next pandemic. He emphasized that immediate and proactive measures are essential to prevent these diseases from becoming widespread and causing severe health and economic impacts. He asserted that people need to take this concern seriously and tackle it from the root causes. In an interview, Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 highlighted the urgency of addressing the non-communicable diseases from their roots, saying prevention is crucial for healthy living. I believe these non-communicable diseases are the next pandemic. From the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 point of view, we believe that for our 20-year history, it has been curative. So we wait for people to be sick before you go to the hospital. That is not right. So the new reforms coming in won't be focusing on preventive healthcare using the biomedical approach. What the National Health Insurance Authority onukpani ko no ke ukwo Ghana manemi ka ke non-communicable diseases ekojitomo BP ekojitomo diabetes ke no ni fatai ni chwa ke keji opetemo opo ni mo diabetes e onai ko energy no ni wo papa da kosa yu akeshin keji ibahin ofen wo ke wo here function wo bomode yake wo baya hila chamo hi waka meni wo be wale peda ko wona wole yake neke hila ine keji oti kolebu anye anyo alo oti hila chamo hi anyo achabu wo me pitashi ahun keji amemeni hila she hi dana me ko amenani ake ame ya hila chamo hi na ye kan na ne se ye papa a ohwe 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 so Dr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 ka say non-communicable diseases bia na chese ube ni pana unye bi enna yemfa ni BP diabetes en ne keka ho we na papa ka say anke be ya obi biara obe yare kakra bi onko no onko hwe ne ho e wo yare sabia because unim me bia yare we efri enna unim yare kra how enti be ya yina yem bomodin say be ko ayare sabia pepepe okay enti yebeko SNIT. So, Social Security and National Insurance Trust has revealed that it has halted negotiations leading to the sale of 60% stake in some 6 hotels. This is in line with the directive from the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, NPRA. The Director General of SNIT, 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 disclosed this at a media engagement on the operations of the State's Pension Trust. He, however, added that they will embark on more stakeholder engagements on the matter to let all the partners and actors appreciate the need to reduce their interest in these hotels so they can get more from their investment in the sector. Mr. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 insisted that its stake in Labadi Beach Hotel has not been sold, adding before even this action by the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, negotiations have stalled on the payment model and other concerns that had come up. The Director General of SNIT added that these negotiations were done in good faith to ensure that they get the best out of SNIT's assets. Bekuko mini who na onu here keshin SNIT SNIT ke ebaneba ho e shares ni yo neke hotels ni ekoji Labadi Beach Hotel ke ni bi Quarcoo me ke ha Rock City Hotel ni energy no ni SNIT onukpa ni the Director General eba wi keshin keji eba hi neke ni femo na efe ame mommy ameke nekani fomo nefe ame ya no ni ameba ho ke ha mokokonklo energy na me wiake be ba hye ne agbene amba bomodi na ameke me femo ba ata hye ni sane gba aya no wona fe no femo anu ehi won hyehyendani aho alo akeneke ni twumo ne awo mokokonklo de ni ayeka na ne se some weeks back it says Snate Eka say and can he shares some hotels Ghana no obeton edi ama obi foforo se na bia nipa no betimi ahwe so na sika etumi abem we na Snate Eka say ebe ya omo nyina ombebo moden say omo de nkofoni na betena se na omo ahwe insem ne mu ansana omo aton sa shares no edi ama sa nkofoni nti we ena ewo eho sesie. We'll move to our newspaper headlines, and we have named it from the papers, and we'll start off from the Daily Graphic. The Daily Graphic, the major story here says that Minister rallies support for economic turn-up and 3 million children above 5 to receive Ghana cards. NHIA picks up cost. The story is on page 13 of the paper. EC to conduct voter transfer for security personnel. Others. The story is also on page 13. Now, Cyprus president shares 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗘's Commonwealth vision. And so these are some of the stories on the front page of the Daily Graphic. We'll move to the Daily Guide newspaper. Major story here. It says that Bawumia unites Napo Wontumi. The story is on page 3 of the paper. And you can see a picture of Napo and then Chairman Wontumi on the front page. Now, Freddie Blaze sues 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗘 Media General. The story is on page 3. Now, IGP leaked tape. Superintendent Asari Jibi lied. The report is also on page 6 of the paper. Malam arrested for suspected ritual killing. Find the story on page 6. Snate assures continued stakeholder engagement and $360 million IMF cash hits Bank of Ghana account. You can find the story also on page 6. We have a picture of Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam also there. Now we'll move to the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Major story here says joins Finance Ministry. World Bank press confab. Ghana's economy rebounds. First quarter growth robust at 4.7%. Finance Minister is saying this, and Ministry of Fisheries and the University of Ghana made in quarterly Ministry of Finance, and then the UG made in quarterly economic roundtable today. The story is on page 13. Inside this issue, our regular columnist Cameron Dodu writes on the passing of Prof. Nkrumah. The story is on page 6. Other one here says that Freddie Blaze son sue Okudzeto Ablakwa over Labadi Beach matter. Find all these stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. We'll move to the New Finder newspaper. Major story here says $1 billion IPP's debt restructured. Parliamentary approval required to finalize amended terms. And gradual loss of trust for democratic rule calls for significant reforms. This is from Francis Poku. The story is also on page 6 of the paper. And IMF lauds Ghana's economic progress as reason for third tranche disbursement. And Bawumia reconciles Napo Wontumi ahead of next discussions on running mates. Let's scrap ex-gratia. And that is from Speaker Bagbin. The story is on page 2 of the New Finder newspaper. We'll move to the Chronicle newspaper, the green-faced one. It says that Ghana secures $4.7 billion debt cancellation after successful Eurobond negotiations. The story is on pages 2 and 3 of the paper. Bawumia presents name of running mates to NEC. And then these are some of the stories on the Chronicle newspaper. We'll move to the Daily Post. What is the Daily Post saying to us today? It says that Judicial Council rejects Akufo-Addo's request for additional judges for the Supreme Court, including Judge on Honorable Ato Forsen's case. Lordina Mahama emphasizes the role of women in building society and the family at the 40th anniversary of the EP Church Women's Ministry in Ho. Sammy Jemfi drags 2 editors and their media houses to court over smear campaign against him. And these are the stories on the Daily Post. We'll move to the Daily Dispatch newspaper. And on these dailies, it says that Bawumia's choice of Opoku Prempeh, not surprising, makes political sense. CDD's Osai Kwapong is saying this. And then Ghana's economic progress was the reason for third tranche disbursement of IMF loan. And this is IMF rep in Ghana who is saying this. We'll take a look at the Overseer newspaper. It says credibility and fairness. Major story here. Mohammed's legacy, UGMC reforms first 6 kidney transplants. Performs first 6 kidney transplants, okay? So Napo's royal connection will boost NPP's chances in 2024 polls. That is from the University Dawn. And NDC honors elderly in Ashaiman on Republic Day. IGP leaked tape. Superintendent Asari, Superintendent JB Court line cited for contempt committee report. And NPP Agona East PC, that's the presidential candidate, personal assistant, arrested for fraud. The story is on page 3. Government restructures $1 billion legacy debt with IPPs. We'll move to the Inquirer newspaper, and it says that Baumia's campaign moves into critical gear, targets constituents as VP begins action next week. And so we have a picture of the Vice President and the Second Lady. IGP leaked tape line Superintendent Asari JB cited for contempt committee reports on that. Government restructures $1 billion legacy debt with IPPs, and how Mali consulate withdrew worker who killed Ghanaian to her prosecution. And then the story continues on there. We'll end on the business note with a graphic business, and it says that cost of maize up by 600% in 5 years. Threatens food security, and these can be found on the first page of the paper, and of course the page 6 of that same paper. Access to markets, major challenge of agriculture. That's on Dr. Valentin Mensah. The story also begins on the front page and continues in the next page of the paper. And MOF, Ministry of Food and Agriculture, must set statistical targets for food inflation. And this is a communique inside the graphic business newspaper for today. And that's it for the dailies, and that's it from the papers today, this first Tuesday of the month of July. We'll take a quick turn, we'll return, and we'll sit down to bring you part 2 of the room.
Praise God, praise God. Christ in tea, you respond, yeah, Adzika. I'm excited to announce to you, friends in the Lord, are you seeking for a platform where you can pray? Ope baby apeso bompai. Now ninyami edi inkita home. Bibi chire so. And amanye bi na be same kum. And you come home. Let's go into the prayer room on WTV every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. to meet seasoned ministers of God that God has raised to impact your life. Remember, John Wesley said, I have too much to do, therefore I spend several hours in prayer in able to do it. That is why we are calling upon you. Meet myself, Reverend Hosea Say, and the Evangelism Mission Renewal Directorate as we lead you into the prayer room where we encounter Christ. And I believe your life will never be the same. Call your friends or loved ones every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. where we will encounter Christ. God bless you. See you on our screens on WTV every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. God bless you.
Nyansa ashese onyinyamishu. Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them. Matthew chapter 19 verse 14. Oh yes, let the little children join hands with WTV every Sunday for a special special children's service with the Methodist Church Ghana at 10 a.m. with repeat at 2 p.m. on WTV and Facebook. Nyasa ashese onyinamisho Wesleyan Television, reaching out to the world.
Meye mi fie Christian fie Mema mi kun aye Christian ni Na me mofra aye Christian fo Mema mi fie aye Christian fie Ban papam eye dwumadi a ekoso ewo WTV so Ekasa afa ekwaya ye tete ye mofra Ekwanya yebefa so ama yaware ayefe ne yaware edimu efie entete anase efie siesie ene efie nkomodie mu nso yenya ento nchen into me to sa frɛ se hwɛ WTV na ne ma pa bebre ewo WTV so enwumpa enkomodie papa ene ma pa ebeboa me ne omienu ene yemfie koso ara na hwɛ WTV.
Alright, so welcome back and thank you so much for joining us on the second part of the Adwanke Okobe Ekoni Obafata Woike ha no niji enyo no ni nkeboyu ne inyame no Gabriel ni otu ankra Ebafata mehi ni Gabriel ni otu ankra eji journalist ke agbene PR practitioner okay journalist etomomi untomole agane efe PR. Good morning.
Good morning. Dromo 𝗟𝗜𝗍𝗘 Chofi 𝗟𝗑𝗡.
Amen. Okay. Ewo waje wasanje gba shishi na waje shema smake ubanga me ekumi nyokoda ni watcha wenwe mo.
Yo ablade abi beni 𝗟𝗍𝗘. I just want to say good morning to first of all my wife and my family. My children are in school, but my wife, I know she watches WTV, Mrs. Ankra Benta. And then my boss at the office, Dr. Kensego, General Director, Social Services, and Enoch, Mr. Enoch Osafo. My colleagues at the office, and all people called Methodists. And then my TE class, my colleagues at seminary. Regards Trinity. To all of them, Trinity.
Ah, okay. Very soon. Okay. Now, the speaker is cautioning us as individuals, as people holding positions in the country based on what has happened over the past few days in Kenya. Because in Kenya, you realize that most of the young people, protested against some taxes. And then the president, after a few hitches here and there, the president decided that he was going to scrap off that tax.
Yeah.
And then people were excited. For us as Ghanaians, the Speaker of Parliament is telling us that based on the fact that the same thing he's not saying the same thing may happen, but because of where we are now, in the current dispensation, he fears that we may get to that point. And so he's urging all stakeholders, all leaders, whether traditional or otherwise, to do what is right. Is it okay for him to have made that call?
Yes, I would try to contextualize what the speaker said, rather than I would say whether he was right or wrong. But rightly so, he was speaking within the context of they celebrating 30 years of Fourth Republican Constitution or democracy. So as a parliament, 30 years of celebrating that. So it was on one of those legs that he made that call. What we need to ask ourselves, the Kenya situation, what are the variables or indicators are they were of course asking for the legislature and the executive not to pass the tax law.
Yeah.
And then they had to go on demonstrations and burn part of the Parliament House and burn the Chief Justice's house or office and all that. Did they achieve the needed results? We can say yes.
The police also fired their own shots.
At
and
them.
Some persons were
reported dead. I hear about 15 or so died. So you ask yourself the intended purpose. Did they achieve it? Yes, the bill has been withdrawn by the president. He's going to do more of a broader consultation. We should be careful. I am very, very hesitant. We should compare Kenya's situation to the Ghana situation because the variables are different. The indicators are different.
Are we not having the same taxes? The taxes keep increasing here and there. Are we not facing the similar problem?
Yes, we are facing this. We are facing similar problems. But every state and sovereignty has its peculiarities.
Okay.
Globally, economically, we might be facing the same thing because taxes, when your last time I explained, when your tax base or your revenue base is narrow and limited, you always look at avenues to rope in taxes. We are, of course, also facing that challenge, but we need to look at culturally and politically and all other indicators before we can say direction or more. And of course, you can't be or your customer says only about the share now sense so get on your change so in that scope I agree with the Speaker of Parliament. It could. My problem is that it's not only the Speaker who has made that call. You realize that there are other political communicators, people go on air, other politicians, urging some are, I will call it agitation, some are inciting the young people, copy what has been done in Kenya.
But do we have the potential to be like them?
We are humans, we are rational beings, we can react. That is my problem. Why are we calling on the young people of Ghana to go and do what Kenyans have done? I don't get it. I see it as inciting the young people, true as it may be. Okay, your economy, your finance, but thanks be to God. I always come from the faith angle and perspective. Prayer changes things. Now, if you are,
not a caution to all of us.
If you are observing, those who manage our figures and our economics are telling us that things are changing. Maybe you won't see it now, but they are saying by second quarter, IMF and people they control those global committees.
Because we have the third tranche coming in. That's why things will change or things are changing.
So you realize that there has been debt cancellation, huge sums, which saves the country money.
A lot of money.
If we use these funds, if we are able to be free from these things and we use them well, it will inure to the benefit of the individual Ghanaian. Maybe we might feel it because cement prices are going up. I am not disputing the fact that things are tough, particularly in Africa.
Okay.
Doing Ghana no. Doing kind. We shouldn't copy blindly. Kenya for parliament. For 15. Is that where we want to get to? Why should we spill blood because of that? There are so many structures that our young people have so many advocacy roles. Demonstration is also one. To me, it's last resort.
We demonstrated, section of Ghanaians demonstrated a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And then tear gas was fired.
Yes.
Is it not the same thing?
You see, the issue with tear gas is that me, as I said here, as young.
Have you experienced tear gas before?
Yes, I said it's about 1992.
I was about to tell you my story. Yeah.
I grew up at Adabraka. Adabraka, Kwame Nkrumah Circle. That's where around the next Bruce Methodist Church. It was the principal street of Ghana. Mandela, Mandela. Mihu Gaddafi, all the Rollins will be waving miniature. Every demonstration takes place on that stretch. That was where I lived. That was where I grew up. So I've joined demonstrations and tear gas have been Nima stretch. We continue. Tear gas, I've felt it, and yet it's a very terrible experience. It's a very terrible, but it's one of the means by which they used to disperse crowd. Security people will tell you they used to disperse crowd. Now he's pushing me.
Because I went to a demonstration as a journalist who was going to report on the issues on ground.
Yes.
And I found myself in that situation.
You found yourself among them when the tear gas was fired, and you hailed it, and your eyes were burning you.
What have I done? What have I done?
And they were not targeting you now. They were dispersing the crowd.
Must we use that approach?
there are so many approaches. So sometimes I don't like holding brief for some of those people. They are technical people. But if they see that the security is breached at a point in time, they won't sit down. Definitely their professionalism and training, that is why they have to use minimal force and any other this, and they, mind you, it is at the command of a superior. I am not justifying the using of this thing, but what I am saying is that I think that, like, we are celebrating our democracy, 30 years of Fourth Republican constitutional rule, democracy. Ghana is a beacon of hope. Everybody looks at us because we don't just go there. Can we maintain that course? Can we use structures? Can we use lay down procedures rather than inciting the young people? The force, the energy our young people, hate speech and radio that caused Rwanda the same. Was just somebody sitting on radio and calling on the young people to go and do those things, calling on people to go and do that. Ghana, there is no going back, no ababase, no retrogression. We want to move on with our democracy. So anyone who uses that example and calls on the young people to do the same, copy blindly, I am not happy about that.
But look at the rundown to 2024 elections. Look at where we are. Look at the kind of issues that have popped up. One has to do with the voter registration exercise, and among others. This one is saying this one is saying that, and then we'll come back to the fact that I did this, you did that. Yours was worse than mine. Mine is better than yours, and those agitations here and there. Wouldn't these issues, one after the other, fuel the young people to do this? Because I am asking this question because it looks like the young persons, if you are listening to a lot of reports, they are equally tired about hearing the same things over and over again. I'm not fueling them to do what is wrong.
The young people, in fact, when you check our population as a country, about 57% of us are young people. That is the future. That is the hope of the nation. About 57% of the population falls within that bracket of young people. So that, like I said, the energy that we possess as a young people, nobody can toy with that one. Nobody can toy with that one. Easy issues, and they be make us say a month first at TBT World Ram and election bow and and Antokwabebo and I MP Liberia. I was just telling some people yesterday that this is a song we sing every election year, a song that comes every election year. Maybe we are God's Israel in Africa. No matter the place we stretch. Okay.
Let me go to the phone lines and speak to Adib Sani, who is a foreign policy and security analyst. Hello, good morning, Adib.
Good morning.
Good morning. I hope you're doing well.
Very well, thank you. I trust you are well doing.
Yes, I'm doing very fine. Okay. So what happened in Kenya? Should we be worried in Ghana as well? Because at least more than 15 persons have lost their lives.
Well, surely the issues are cross-cutting.
Okay.
I just heard your panelist mention that over 50% of the population is made up of young people in Ghana.
Yeah.
Indeed, it's 57% under the age of 25. And when you look at the continental average, I think the median age is about 19. So that makes us a very young continent so far as the age demographic is concerned. The socio-economic issues in in Kenya is not any different from what we are experiencing in Ghana.
Okay.
There are calls on the government to do more to address the choking tax regime that is affecting businesses and is making cost of living high for the average Kenyan, which is very similar to what we have here. You remember e-levy and how it was forced down the throats of Ghanaians, to the extent that an ill MP was brought to Parliament in an ambulance to vote in favor of the e-levy. And Ghanaians were not happy about it. It was a very unpopular government policy. And I was asking a friend of mine who is an MP, I said, look, did you go to your constituency to find out from them whether they are in favor of e-levy or not, or you are just towing the party line? And he said it's a party line. So there was growing disenchantment in the political class, just as we had it in Kenya. Secondly, there were taxes on essential commodities, bread, sanitary pads. And you know the issue of sanitary pad has come up in Ghana severally.
Sure.
So what makes it different? Unemployment is quite high. Young people without jobs, people who cannot afford basic essentials of life. The poor is getting poorer, the rich is getting richer. Just recently, there was a report, just that I missed those behind that report, that stated that in the midst of COVID and all that, the rich actually became richer and the poor poorer. And it's very synonymous between Ghana and Kenya. So for me, and I've said this a number of times, I've said it, I think the last time was on _Adzika TV, I said, look, even the most entrenched democracies are not immune from such violent protests. Hence the need for politicians, including those in Ghana, to listen to the people.
Okay, there are a lot of concerns that have been raised concerning this particular report, stating that we should be careful. In being careful, what are some of the things that leaders, political leaders, can scrap off to ease the pressure on the young person so that we may not face similar situations?
I think one of our biggest issues is corruption. It's wicked. It's unpatriotic.
Okay.
What belongs to the people, you want to have it to yourself. Delta Airlines is coming to collaborate with us to have a national carrier. But because somebody wants to chop a loan to the detriment of the over 30 million of us, the whole thing is scrapped in favor of the person. There's an oil refinery, the oil refinery that could have produced more, refined more, employed more, and perhaps export more to reduce the pressure on the exchange rate. But because someone's selfish interest, and because he imports the fuel, they will make sure the oil refinery doesn't work well. You see? So all of these is what is affecting our growth or our development. So if you are able to work, I'm not saying nip it in the bud completely, it's not possible. Even the most advanced democracies, they cannot stop corruption hook, line, and sinker. Okay? But there should be more commitment to dealing with the spate of corruption in the country. Secondly, government must do more to address the human insecurities. Okay? It's extremely key. Young people should be given jobs. There's been in the past government initiatives, but usually it ends up embroiled in corrupt activities. And what is meant for graduates, you would find a women's organizer who has never stepped into class 1 being a beneficiary. And that is also a problem. But above all, I can tell you, it's keeping Ghana safe in the midst of the coups in Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Gabon, where, is the fact that we have December 7th every 4 years.
Yeah, to vote. Now, Adi, before we let you go, what should we do as ordinary persons to forestall this? What should our leaders also do?
Ghanaians love to vent their frustration at the polling station. I mean, or the polling booth or on the ballot paper.
Okay.
Instead of take to the streets. So I would urge young people, I mean, I've heard calls for a Kenyan-like situation, but I wouldn't want that to happen. I'm not opposed to protests. I've led Quarcoo Reloaded with lawyer Martin people. But in Kenya, people died. Parts of the parliament building was bent. We wouldn't want that in Ghana. And on the other hand, like I indicated, politicians and other stakeholders should do more to address the systemic structural deficits affecting particularly young people. Listen to us when we talk. You are serving us. Yeah. The people don't serve you. I feed you. I clothe you. I pay you at the end of the month. Recently, just yesterday, I was speaking with a friend of mine who said, with a call, he's able to get his representative.
Interesting.
Okay, but in Ghana, they are like gods. You can't get them. It doesn't have to be so.
Yeah.
And I think we caused it because we have low expectations. You have to let your parliamentary representative understand that I put you there, I can remove you. So you listen to me when I talk.
Yeah.
You serve me, I don't serve you.
Mr. Sani, thank you so much. Time won't allow us to talk a lot more, but I guess that you are definitely going to be on the stage one of these days, and you can delve deeper into such situations on such topics. But you heard us speak to Adib Sani. Thank you so much for your time and for that beautiful insight. He's a foreign policy and security analyst, and he's saying that we treat our leaders as gods, and so they get there and they do what they want to do and not what they went there to represent us for. Yes,
you
heard Adib speak.
Yes, and I like the perspective now Adib gave, but when he was landing, he buttressed my point. That he wouldn't want the Kenya situation to happen in Ghana here. Yeah. Nobody wants it. We should vent our grievance when it gets to December 7th. When we have other issues, I say there are channels in addressing that, and the leaders should take care of the concern of the young people.
Anyways, we don't have dual citizenship. Some of us have just one citizenship, and that is where we live in. We live in Ghana, and so we all hope and we pray that we won't face this particular problem. Now we'll go to the Ashanti region. Now 𝗟𝗏𝗘 the second has stated that in 𝗟𝗏𝗘 people want to go into parliament. A lot of PCs, you see a lot of parliamentary candidates with their posters all over the place.
Yeah.
What is actually there that people want to go there? So he's asking why people want to go there, and then the reason why people will give out some hilarious promises. Yes. Meanwhile, they get there and they're not able to do what they are supposed to do. Why don't they rather tell us that they want to go into parliament so that the laws there will be strengthened?
Yes.
We'll give a lot of power to the law. The law would work for us, and then we'll develop as a people and as a nation.
Yes, I think Nana has done some reflections.
Yeah.
We're doing our pension, because Nana's place, Nana is considered a King Solomon in our country here. The members of parliament, the presidential aspirant, they all go to him to seek counsel. So you can say that Nana has all the lesson to find out from them directly why they go into parliament. But he's provoking a conversation, a discourse for us all. Say, people can go all in. Unimaginable things just to get to parliament. Your parliament, so Nana is right by asking what is there. I can guess some of the reasons why some people go there. So many reasons. Some go there for personal ambitions. Personal ambition is the influence opportunities that come with being a legislator. You're MP, you're on a special passport. There are some things, some get the networking. Privileges. Networking. You're an honorable member of parliament. You can call this company, this organization, and have that, and they will listen to you because, a bank and now you're a member of parliament. So the networking bit is there. Some also go in genuinely out of patriotism. I know some go in for change agenda. Ebinimusu will also go in just for the political ideology. Sani mentioned it along the line. Political ideology. My party says this is the ideology I believe in. And to when I get there, may sum me party instead of me mine. They will go there. And you ask yourself, say, who could do what? Some get there and they realize that that is not how it is. Nana Otumfotu is mentioning the fact to say, Moko and Amoya promises I can say, Nyenwoshi. No need to laugh in your kadaji. Agbo. You get there. It's no MP. You don't have a budget.
You know that kilometer of a stretch of the road, you cannot do it. Why would you give us a promise that you can?
Bayensu ejina yesu bohu edamono. Obeka sa kirewa. Na unim say onisa na yese kwatire obema untuma tinidi. Oni what it takes. Ono betumi aye. Na so wajinedi. One take promises na untuma no sa na yegete. One take say o promise wa. The only this thing that I know the member of parliament gets is a share of the district assembly common fund. Now district assembly common fund, oh yeah, I know a minimum the year educational activities, brilliant by needy students in their constituency. Omo de show mo health amount for omo yari omo de show mo. I know some use it for sanitation management and a lot some developmental agenda. Small one in their corner. Bomo kromu so say yes sir. I have lived with MPs in so many constituencies, and at the before 6 a.m. my mom for us a line. Yabeji funeral, yabeji engagement. So there is a demand on them. So some go in, they are almost spending, so they spend because we the population we expect them.
So if the place is not lucrative, what? Because currently others are calling for their conditions of service.
Yes.
MPs have also sprung up. They are also calling for their pension, saying that I'm a pensioner for
yes.
If the place is not lucrative, why would you go there in the first place? If the pensions are not good, why do you still go through the queue to get into parliament?
Now I mentioned so many reasons that could be said and anything more the call. Ebinomo want to leave a legacy. In the annals of the history of parliament, so they write your name in the book. Oh yes, they write your name that you have been there. And they are calling for pension because we are in this country. Some MPs have left parliament and they have been worse off. They have lived miserable lives. Some even have gone to friends to support them after leaving parliament.
So then should we all call for an increase in all our pensions, all of us as Ghanaian citizens? Because if the MP, if the member of parliament, if the minister would call for this, should we also call for that?
You know the member of parliament is also working. And you know the constitution bars him from holding any office of profit and all those things. So when he's going to serve you, at least his conditions of service, it should be okay.
But there's gratia.
The gratia, you heard the speaker saying that the Article 71 people, because it's not serving its purpose. And it's not only MPs. The 71 is not only MPs. Other public office holders also benefit from it. You ask yourself, you get ex gratia 4 years, the next 4 years you get the next, and I'm saying that there are opportunities that come with the office. That is why some will go there. Depending on their salary, they're always crying, high no moji, and the demands on them. But the other opportunities that gives them indirect appreciation and indirect survive, it serves so many reasons politically and all that. And minimum MP. But me as well say MP be sorry now I honorable about change. Oh, you get up and honorable about then I hear they say over now honorable obi no keke na here dey obi so just so be appear on CV more member of parliament on member of legislator Ghana. It opens doors.
Okay, about 4 years,
some don't have ambition to serve 2 terms. Some 1 term. And it opens doors and opportunities. It's just that we need to look at some get there and they allow themselves to be corrupted and they go wealth grabbing and all that and don't serve their communities. Some are also there for community representation, to represent their constituents, to represent their people. I won't say that all MPs call off with one agenda. Some are genuinely there to serve their people, to help their communities, to build them up, and they are doing it. Others too are there on other parochial interests and so the call is apt. Young pension home. The another patch and say MP no only budget. Obe promise you. And to say o share wo azusuti. Ke wo share bullet we mene yo ke te mene yo parliament.
So we should limit our expectations from them.
We should limit our expectations, and I some of them get their pressure done. So no, that is why they do anything and everything to make sure they get all the contracts and all that so that they can survive.
All right, so we'll move on. But Dangote Cement, Super Sem, Gasem, Diamond Cement, and Simaf.
Yeah.
They decided to boycott the meeting with the Trades Minister, Katie Hammond. Because according to them, Katie Hammond didn't tell them before stating that he was going to bring an ally to Parliament. And Katie Hammond is also saying that whether he meets me or not today,
yes,
that's paper or that's letter will be given to parliamentarians and they'll work on it. I mean, if this legislative instrument is going to go through without the stakeholders being involved, will it serve its purpose?
You see, now last week we sat here, and I called on Uncle Katie. Our Becca said then say, oh, there should be more stakeholder engagement. So on your mountain cement manufacturers, no. Now you can't say more. What I was happy he made the effort to bring them on board. And now I'm committing. They responded, but they left. They boycotted. Why did they boycott? Because there were cameras there.
And they wanted a closed door meeting.
Yes.
Then Katie Hammond also wanted them to have the discussion in front of the cameras.
Katie Hammond, he's a politician.
Okay.
Politician, camera, camera.
But instead they've had the meeting already, so this one was like the last nail on the coffin.
And the people said they didn't come for press conference.
Okay.
So I am happy, say at least he opened up after the calls had come. Bring them to the table. Let's continue to judge because his interest, or say whether Umpo he's laying it, and he's a parliamentarian. He can go to parliament. He knows where to.
So should he go ahead and lay the LI?
He laying the LI, it does not mean automatically and I pass the LI. No, it's going to go through. He says about 21 days or something, and his members. So I think cement has bypassed. It's almost 150 cities or something.
The last time it was 110.
110 a pound. Check. In May, I think they added 10 cities. June, you almost 12 cities. I cement.
Yeah, in July.
July, 12 cities, and today they are increasing the price of cement. 12 cities. The last time I met cement, 30 Ghana, and yeah, the 12 cities come long time. Some countries say a project now, and yeah, see baby. If I want to cement, no. Yeah, see baby. So if 12 cities is going to be added onto it, that is
the
what
extra, plus the
previous one. They come. So that is what I think our leader, the MP, the Minister of Trade that we have taxed is saying that let's regulate this thing, because if we don't regulate it, a time will come. And to me, lay foundation, you need cement. Blocks, you need cement.
Even if we are talking about prices, we cannot discuss prices without discussing taxes and all that, because prices are arrived at based on the taxes that are put on the products that you are buying or selling.
Yes.
And so why don't we go ahead, or why can't you do something about, or can something be done to the taxes? Because the taxes keep increasing every day. We are still paying COVID-19 levy.
So the manufacturers, their concern is the fact that I know more fault.
Okay.
Fault. It's the depreciation of the city. And the depreciation of the city, people will tell you the micros, they will use all the terminologies to tell you that they need to adjust, they need to manage this. So if you're able to catch the city, arrest the city.
So then is it the manufacturer's fault?
So it is not. They'll be able to, but there should be some regularization. There should be some cleaning, sort of, because now as the system stands,
so why can't the cleaning start from the taxes instead of the prices?
As for the tax build up, I'm sure we'll need a whole day to look at, and they will get the expert to tell you which one can be knocked off, which one cannot be knocked off, which one, when it is knocked off, will affect the foundation of the economy. And then they will need a whole day to get them to talk about it. They've increased it. Whether you like it or not, you
have to pay for it.
So at least, I don't know, but the reason could have prevailed then, right? Uncle, almost say cameras, no? Could the cameras be moved away? Most of by meeting, come Musu.
They said they didn't come for a press conference.
so at both of them, yesterday they could have made reason to rain. Say a meeting or and shred the way forward. You know, now it is states and then now the private sector is the manufacturer who is doing this. At the end of the year, so far,
okay, let's open the phone line so that our viewers would also come in. So we've been talking about Speaker Bagbin cautioning governments to work against whatever, to work so that won't go through what Kenyans have also gone through. 15 people have lost their lives in Kenya on that note. But cement manufacturers have declined an open meeting with the trades minister over their price regulations. But the trade minister is also saying that only the airline need any or the better parliamentarians for him. Now, two for us question the rush for parliamentary seats. And we've also been discussing that. And so you can also call 0256253461. And I think it's 053-835-0625. Me patron from our TV volume no. Embra from Mmayeng. Fireman, good morning. Hello, Fireman, good morning. Hello, good morning. Fireman, good morning. Oh.
Hello.
Hello, Fireman, good morning.
Morning, Anita Bijabo Kodie.
Yamiadum.
And I pay your wife, Papa, Muna, wife. Asem Kakra, make an say, you call Parliament, Speaker of Parliament. Our spirit, Speaker of Parliament, it will soon pa. I make an say. You see what Kenya, our count wants him. Say, and Shelly, yeah, if you bet me, she will done. It's true. Me follow so 100%. Even as far as you know, it should be bad. Anita, you are aware of it. As far as you should be bad, as far as I can seminal, say, bet me, she will.
Yeah.
Ghana Hanu.
Sure.
Monsieur Akufado. Titinyama so, Manyama breath from because you provoke you to know, you to be the brave food. %. We have no and some fata. To me, sir, moving in front of Mujai, and I'm born in the yard. In Colano Sono, on the guy, take to Twasemuno. She said, a crowd who put that 200 Ghana cry, and yes, it can you. 3 days today, we get 200 Ghana, we didn't send a year, yes, can I say? Sometimes, one man, not good city, in not being by 2 program, crowd, the Kokana Yasin. Mr. Akufado, on my mambre phone. And yes, sir, it will possibly be so memo, but then parry. Yamin to be bitter and shit. By a penny for so a winner one a day. We saw a winner one a day. Yabish now, my Ghana, any natural resources. But still, Ghana is suffering. Why? Why? I'm a penny of family excellent. To Yamaye. We got a tune for so. We bought tune for Basso. But fire parliamentarians are. Who parliamentarian would do money say you have to go there and make law. On which she said what she did, I am making crime in Cassia. Who your MP, it's not your responsibility to do better speech. And no responsibility say your mind. MP be just what hey, me never be able to speak now I'm say. Who then is over to me lobby? But I can't just obey speech am I. Who go up to my south? You speak to not say, obey my.
Yeah. So the stretch from Bukum line down is bad.
Mr. Parliamentarian, what we shall be able to win because you're mixing it in what you're for.
Your fireman here that say also bet me for 0256253461 and I think 053-835-0625. I think on Saturday I used that stretch. I was coming from Kamara, so I used the Bukum line, and then the driver was like, it will be BFA MP BA. And I stated, I said, no, it is not the role of the MP to come and construct your roads. It is not his duty. Where are the urban roads? Where are feeder roads? Where are the departments? They are still there. They are still taking their monies, and yet still nothing is seen. So it's not the MP's role to do that.
And the MP should also know. And the municipal districts.
They should also know and not give those promises to us. Anyways. But near Otum for Kayano. You're saying something on that?
Yes. So Nick wants, like I've been saying, you know, when we expect so much from them, That is what they will do, anything possible. Just to get in there. And who do honsu now saying from then you look back and you look at other means and other sources of a to do that. So motivation why omo parliament in the and also because some go genuinely to serve their people.
Okay.
And you see those people.
Hello, Comfort, good morning. Hello. Hello, Comfort, good morning.
Good morning, sister.
Good morning, Mama.
Mechitum send number coming in morning, sister. That's what I mean.
If I try me to unka.
I'm not going to prepare until I won't share. I'm can eat.
Yo, Mama. Yeah, that's it. Also, bet me after 0256253461 and after 0538350625.
So parliament there obenya ho kwan say una wo shembra ma o man o ka ho na there it's baby a obi anya obeti obi eyefe ena honorable ni honorable na be honorable na sorry dem kra o member meti ona MP ba
ni so for di bo maka ke call na o ba ya
me kra me ba me pamo me honorable abeti na ho why na MP so they will do anything just to get there. And
hello, good morning.
Good morning, Papa.
Good morning, Papa.
Quarcoo, I mean, friend who was there, or both of us, our gun, our new and give the pay for a boy, but I don't mind money or pay him. As a parliamentarian, yes, and say, son, press, when I have this for my, I have come for my, I have another mind. Let's hear what my Baba said. About we find what they are on my share. How it's basically make me actually have my dear. Then for you. About my last is to pay for baby afterwards. I will speak of parliament room. Can you imagine that? Up to now, on the market, on the our real, on the digger, on the tea, I just saw, then put a man in our market house. Who took up a policy to have a problem power, but can you imagine that the year was about to be this is a very sensitive to Ghana. I will grow somebody else than my head. I put on my for a long time, but you can my head. That's your Papa.
Yes, so yeah, that's it. About our free a confused to good morning.
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 Service.
To God. Mama
Anita.
Papa.
Meda CP da ama makwenya. Ma muso mechira margin. Sese Ghana ha. Da ne huranye de. Se woboto aba. And politicians no. Wo mama opponent na oja abamunu. Wo ye bibi tie mo re hwe ehun de the MPP wo be gyan hwe ehun what to petrol what to cement na wo gyan ro worry politics wo yi fida ehun ndi so be gyan ro hwe yi anna wo de your man or mo na mbo he amamanya timefu no na mbo he nti ye no ba ya won se sama he na no kwan no ndadi na da ma wo yerma party no or say no oya de dodo nti master yes washana wanye bibi na abatu nudura mo fa na mantutumu mfa ya politics amama aba na osini bimori dimpo no obiara oworo to manpo na we nya firodo ma me neta manisida
yo papa that's pa. It's been a while since I heard that name. Anyway, thank you so much. But I would be surprised if around September, October, we found out that a lot of constructions are going on, especially in our constituencies. Because should we advocate for a 2-year system where every 2 years we would have to vote? Because it looks like that is the only time that you see a lot of development going on in our constituencies or in our communities.
You see, Anita, I always say, we do the voting. Yeah,
so we should do it every 2 years.
For the crash. They come to you telling you 4 is not enough and 6 years money because about the 1 year be criticizing the predecessor or be condemning the BBR project na can 3 years 3 years no so I feel all selecting the ministers no yeah I beg the abeka no obeka cho say one say so and so me so let's even the 2 years for the cry and so mo and I think we as the voters yeah yet to aba no we should be rising to the occasion everybody even by election cry hu.
Let's go to Douglas. Douglas, you're calling from 𝗟𝗏𝗃. Good morning.
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 Bacho, me pese bamushu so.
Okay. Bacho kosu yeti.
Bacho the kosu Ghana no in fact you wa hunchim pa agesi. The ama mechanics had said this time nema boy diankasa. This year me ni mo kasa me kasa free draw buna half draw. Na Smith bag 100 cedis. Ya tona. The queer class ya pan so crash on your cra. Se mo di money ba be buna half quite free. Briku me ba draw go. Me say ware cra na here to no cra so won fa so che ye quite. And so could ma be ha. And so go gra could vo. Any term beer, any prices near increasing. Term beer or four. And so Ghana, the minimum. You need the cost of crowd Ghana. Is he? You have for the could wear or move or map because Ghana wait minto. Smith in the minto. Just say any other beer boy. In some more when you will be mine. I said, the Ghana, you prepare. Kufa don't so. Or you na tax road deal good near Maso Ama near man on the Buenos Aires Costro. Or you not it near Manoso. Let us see fuel crash store at Dash Costro. Hakra the same thing. Had your crowd me with the crowd, a more move from the crowd, because a more dear dear, young venture by Mahali, Diana, Momo dear dear, and cry dear. Madam
Your Douglas, and so Yadasi pa Edasi.
Nana make us say, no me reake. You can by election. You better at the betchen over on a road. I ain't your crown. I good swimmer. Now the street lights are better. You know, the flags are boss.
See, that thing is surprising.
Yeah,
you sleep and you wake up in the morning, and then the road is fine.
Until almost day, but no one say election went in almost this. Over tractor articulate and nobody and neighbor. One them say, why do you know more the agrono? I'm a call your monster. Then you get up. So who do you blame? You blame politicians when the power is with you. The power is in your term. There be say all kind of constructions, some mobile roads, some mobile gumo. I'm more here for them. We vote. Now so when them say waiting or more, then you still keep voting for them. So the voter education is very, very important. Unfortunately, our institutions that 𝗟𝗏𝗃, National this thing,
Commission on
Civic Education, they are always complaining of there's no funds, and so if the voter population is well educated, OBS is up to something. When you go and stand there, receive Adzika, but vote for the rightful person to lead us. So roads in the more area, election.
Is it surprisingly the other side that goes through to the 𝗟𝗏𝗃 Methodist? It's fine, it's asphalted. But when you go to the other side,
other side for no monto mohufu. Other side for no election year.
Anyways, thank you so much. But we'll still delve deeper into our stories. But we've been speaking to Gabriel 𝗟𝗏𝗃, who is a journalist and a PR practitioner. My name is Miss Naba. We've been discussing a number of issues, so you can also call us on 02562534661 or 05383500625. We've been talking about a lot of things. One has to do with Speaker of Parliament stating that we should take good care of ourselves. Our leaders should do what is right so that we won't fall victims like what is happening in Kenya. Then cement manufacturers have also declined an open meeting with Katie Hammond, who is the Minister for Trade and Industry, over price regulations. Otumfuo has asked questions on the rush for parliamentary season. So you wake up every day to see new posters pasted on walls, pasted in the area here and there. And you ask yourselves, are these people living in the same area you are living in? You don't even know them, but you find their pictures pasted everywhere. Now let's move to the SSNIT engagement with NPRA. And NPRA has stated that they should go back and sit down, have stakeholder discussions before they come out to sell the SSNIT hotels that we've been hearing of. And so that deal it's off, and that is. So did the demonstration actually work? Did it serve its purpose?
You see, last week it all boils down to stakeholder engagement. Or BBR or interest. You're able to come out with a solution. You're able to come out with something that helps everybody. No, but for you don't get the what you need to get. So the sale has been halted. I wouldn't say the sale. The process has been halted. Yeah. The process has been halted.
But the sale will still go on.
Let's sit around the
table.
You know, the Director General of SNIT has come out. Yeah. The board chair, Madam 𝗟𝗏𝗘 too, wrote a perspective and angle on the whole process. I think yesterday the Director General also came out to state so many things. So I always, when issues come like this, I say the substance of the whole MP Nanso are more of issues, not the issues neighbor. It's also good because Wanyanka wouldn't have heard about all these things. Of course, if the hotels in question were not making profit, if they were running at a loss, no business owner will do that. We look at investor interest and all that. So if it means,
let me read something. At a point in time when assets are not performing,
yes,
a decision has to be taken.
Yes.
Hence, they need to sell some interest in these hotels.
Yes, so the assets are not performing. Why do you? At a point in time, they even wanted to close down one of the hotels. I think Lapa. If assets are not performing, you need to take a decision.
So we should give it out to someone, an individual.
What has been the bone of contention? It's about the individual, the investor, who the thing is going to, because of his political exposure. I'm sure other tenders were allowed, other bidders came in. It's because he was politically exposed. If the process has gone through, would you have heard that somebody has bought anything?
No.
That is where we stand as a people. But if we had all sat down and things have been transparent, I'm sure we wouldn't be where we are now.
We need to wrap up, but before we wrap up, give us a concluding words on all that we've discussed so far.
Yeah, so the young people, I tell politicians, we are a force. We are about 57% of Ghana's population. Our energy is very hot. Please, politicians, listen to the young people. More take decisions, get us involved and let us tell you where we come from. Kenya situation, we might be having the same economic indices, we may be having the same challenges, but I pray that when we go to the polls, the young people will decide there. Let's not hit the streets. It is not worth dying for any politician. Also, Nana Otumfuo, MPs want to go. There's a reason why they want to go. When you go, serve your people, serve the community, serve their interests, and it will inure to our good. There's the process that has been halted. We are praying discussions will continue. Cement prices. And Minister, please, if they don't want the camera, take off the cameras. You two go and sit, enjoy, and let us be able to buy cement and build. No money,
yeah. Thank you so much. So Gabriel New to Anchor sat in as our news analyst for the segment. Thank you so much for staying with us as well. You are our viewer, and without you, our callers, we won't be here sitting and discussing, because then we won't know where exactly we are headed. And so thank you so much. God bless you. My name is Miss Now. We'll return with 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗏 and Insurance Minutes. Please enjoy the rest of the program.
Don't call me Ghana for Methodist Asafoma WTV Enyamfienu 5 years. Hooray! Na enam emfienu mafidida WTV ADNT or yet don't call me promo and say so we are Methodist Asafoma now our business and adwuma ko bi a wo pese obo ho dawura WTV say ye ba betwa adwuma ko no anaso wadwaton de no ya bo ho dawuro na wotwe mienu 2 weeks at the amount 500 Ghana cedis per ana wo betua we eye kwan a WTV efa so e de ada wase say what time ama drum pempenso a ene wadru Yanuti Methodist Asafoma mo wanyumaku a mo pesa mo bo ho dawuro no muntutu mrika na mo mra Fred WTV na ne penfo ni nkomo emfa don komi promo yi ho 0593 110733 ana WhatsApp 0256 253461 WTV reaching out to the world.
God will provide carpet center. Baby oba ubenya carpet papa. Carpet bia ope. So oba God will provide carpet center. Na we nya natural say just say yesheda eye bimo. Carpet ayewo. A dawson. Na we your samples. Ayewo. And I'm say ubia one color. Until ba your samples any color beer wa bia you be. You want in quantity so do bia upi bia so ye benyama. Your wholesale price, your retail outlet pills to Accra. You will be a Danstoman police station opposite. You will be a mile 7. You will be on your meche. You will be so a shyman. You will pay bia ubenya. Your carpet non so emuye druye and your papa. Your professional layers for her. Professional layers, sir. Water carpet in a real. One by a fair farmer. God will provide carpet center there. Oba, be beer, be waha. Your mattress, student mattress, any domestic. Yeah, it be waha. Your number 4, Graphic Road, Accra, Toku House, former Uka Deco.
Hello and welcome to 𝗟𝗡𝗙 here on WTV. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our topic will be on mental health, and also I want you to sit back, relax and enjoy our conversation with our guests. But 𝗟𝗡𝗙 is proudly brought to you by 𝗟𝗚𝗘 Institute. If you are looking for them, you find them in Kumasi. So for all your addiction needs, you can contact 𝗟𝗚𝗘 Institute. And this topic is on mental health. Let's listen to our guest.
You know, see a casa dream area, not a donor, said the mechanic. I say, only power tend to me when a wire fin and Namia Bibia Basabasa, Debbie. Potocasano, say Cassa will be a dream area. Near say, I did be a once I see swa. It wants in some swore, ever what tinker. It wants in some swore, ever what journey. It wants in some swore when send your way one near ma. Sanima way in Nano, a come one. That's a nema and queer. It make us a dream area. Inti Brunin and as a potocasano, because anything that you have a challenge with regards to your emotions, with regards to your thinking, and as with regards to your feeling, let's say, why do you know about and want to chema, I will say a boy. Inti Sauni obite, and that's a woman ye, because a woman ya and Pempino, when you obite, in society be a banabra bomo, or in say, said the Adrianicra would decline, and sister ne appetite mo. When to me the said there was a wood no. If you are swa and your one is so only be it me my would be or bra and your son and I would see it. It will be always a one demo I be a ho and that cry why you ding. What done was sorry. Also so Diane basa. It will be a wide drink cry out say Nipa be or be a towel and I say Ubina air. It drew me be now who may be over Niso. Brony friend hallucinations, what it may be so over soon, Brony friend auditory hallucinations. Sanima win yena a idea say a happen our braboma. I trust a baby air cop and as baby air touchema, now we hear a proper treatment and I say, who hear no ye if you wanna, what don't move as you call our dream church. Now, some may cost one, and some market kind, so Master, and they may be a Hawaii drain, wouldn't mean that, wouldn't be ended. What in may be over soon, would you say, I say, we are singing our crampono, a Yassifon in our class at Tower. And Emma was away and say, and was a one walk a crowd with me, and they say, I was with me a pin chain, or beer or one dry dream was to cock a crowd. anaasɛ sɛ wowɔ nipa a wodɔ na wobɛtumi aka wo nsɛm akyerɛ no a ɛfa atete a wonam mu a nipa no wobɛtumi ayɛ wo mmoa sɛ ɛborɔ so a ɛneɛ na ɛwɔ sɛ wotumi ɛhwɛ sɛ wobɛbɔ pinkyɛn wɔn a ɔyɛ adwene mu nkyerɛkyerɛ na nna wobɛtumi anya bi wɔ Alewo Teaching Hospital a ɛyɛ Department of Psychiatry wobɛtumi anante aba hɔ anytime biara na wobɛnya mmoa sɛ nso sɛ ɛyɛ wo den na sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ wofrɛ a wobɛtumi afrɛ wɔn ahomatorofo so na wɔtumi ne wakasa ɛwɔ phone so na wakyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma a ɛrekɔ so a wobɛhia mmoa na watumi anya mmoa nso afiri wɔn ntɛm na afei nso no sɛ wo ne obi na te na nneɛma mebɔbɔ so yi wahu sɛ wɔde da suban bi adi a ɛkyerɛ sɛ n'adwene sɛbio ɛnhyɛ daa ɛnsi pi nsi taa nneɛma bi a ɛwɔ sɛ woyɛ ne sɛ saa nipa no ɛwɔ sɛ sɛdeɛ mekae no ɛwɔ sɛ wopɛ anoyɛ bi ma no anoyɛ ne sɛ hwehwɛ ɔno a wɔyɛ adwene mu kyerɛkyerɛ ho akyerɛ kwan na ɔntumi mmoa saa nipa no obɛtumi aba fie mpo koraa aba asase nipa no anaasɛ ɔbɛpɛ kwan bi so a yɛbɛtumi aboa ma saa nipa no atumi aba hospital na yɛtumi ayɛ dɛn ahwɛ no sɛ woyɛ sɛ yɛ a bɛboa nipa no a ɔnkɔ atetee ne wɔ no because broni free bi lack of insight nipa no ɔyare no oni ne ho so hwɛ waduru pɛmpɛnsuo bi a wontumi mboa ne ho nti nipa a wobɛn no no wo na ɛwɔ sɛ wotumi tu saa namɔ no na wobɔ pinkyɛn wɔn a wɔyɛ adwene mu nkyerɛkyerɛ a anaasɛ wɔn a wɔhwɛ adwenyare a ɔbɛpɛ kwan a wobɛtumi aboa nipa no na yɛagye n'adwene nso ama n'atumi ayɛ adwuma yɛ.
All right, and so that was our guest speaking to us on mental health. His name is 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘. Thank you so much, sir, for that beautiful insight. And so today, all of us need to check our mental health. It doesn't mean that going into a mental health facility and getting yourself checked means that you have an issue, but you need to check yourself so that you rule out any form of issues that may arise after that. And that was 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗘 proudly brought to you by 𝗡𝘙𝑇𝑒ST Institute. For all your addiction problems, you can contact 𝗡𝘙𝑇𝑒ST Institute and they'll be there to help you move out of that addiction problem. They are located in Kumasi, and the telephone lines would roll on your television set, so do also pick up your phone and call them. We'll be back shortly with Insurance Minute.
𝗡𝘙𝑇𝑒ST Institute ayaresabia hotonia sumdua shehoma edie no wakwankyerɛ ne adekodeɛ pɔten no a epiama otokoso wa abrabomu nanso sensanom ne nubone fa basa betwa wa akwan mu a eyi wa adwene firi obotaye no so wo 𝗡𝘙𝑇𝑒ST Institute no yebetumi aboa wo ne wabusuafo a muhia mo anyina ma wogye ayemodea ye ayaresabia asebi yebeboa wo na wato nsa ne nubone fa ntentan mu ayaresabia ebotaye ne se ebebu adwuma mu nimdifo asuafo ni nipa ahodo anyina ama watu anamon a edikan a edifa ahodie bebre won mpanimfo a yene won di dwuma no bi ne won a wo hwe adwene mu yare afutufo ni adokotafo ni anesefo a wode won ho afiri nsanom ne nubone fansem yatete saa nimdifo yi na wo nimdia ne nneoma pa ebo ayarefo no na de atwam nso ne se ayaresan hyehyɛ ni gina abɛɛfo nhyehyɛmu ne USA nhyehyɛ a wɔde di dwuma no 𝗡𝘙𝑇𝑒ST ayarehwɛ ne fie die nyinaa yɛ pɛ yayaresan hyehyɛ no gu ahodoɔ na ebi ne medical monitored detox program residential rehabilitation yasan tumi fa yɛn nananom akwa ahodoɔ so sayare na ebi nso ne group therapy 12-step AAA programs recreational therapy ne nea ekeka ho ayarefo ne da akyehye ase bra ode ne nan besi biaye ho no a 𝗡𝘙𝑇𝑒ST Institute ya abɛɛfo ayaresabia ehwe wɔn a wado suko wɔn nsane nubɔne famu na ani wiase afa na nhyehyɛ nyinaa nso yɛ pɛ adampa ahodo a yɛwɔ no bi ne VIP rooms professional rooms standard rooms and air conditioned rooms laundry services yɛ free ahobambɔ nsɛm nso wɔ soro kama yɛsan wɔ biaye a osua de na ɛba no aduane sɛm de a uni ha okra ye na chukwan wo Kumasi kochi e wa Asante Mantam Ghana sa wo pentremu bia nso a mepa akyɛw fryan wo 0245 849185 ana 0322 496188. USA Fonson Freyanwo 404 735 7697. Abe Fontaine Tansu Behuniyanwo www.𝗟𝗏𝗡𝑒du.org. Pip Test Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy, home away from home.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us once again on Insurance Minutes here on WTV. My name is 𝗟𝗏𝗏. Insurance Minutes is proudly brought to you by 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Insurance Company. In Accra, you can find them in Utsu behind the Presbyterian Church. Today on Insurance Tidbit, we would like to recommend all of the insurance policies from 𝗟𝗏𝗏 to you. And the motor insurance policy comes in three folds: the comprehensive, the third party, and theft. And then the third party, there's also marine insurance, there are bonds, there are money insurance, there are contractors all risk, there's a personal accident policy, and there's also a home protection policy for you. There are many others as well, and so all you need to do is to log on to 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Insurance website, info@𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏insurance.com, or you can use any of their social media platforms, get in touch with them, and then they'll give you the rest of the insurance policies that is left. And if it appeals to you, you can do well to sign on to one and pay your premiums on time. When it's time for you to also make claims, you do so without any problems at all. But we have a video from Quarcoo. We'll go take a look and we'll be back after that.
This is Quarcoo. He's a good guy, but cannot stay away from unnecessary attention and flex. Yes! He received this brand new car from a relative abroad to work with, but decides to wait for a while before registering it. So now, with this uninsured vehicle and a DV plate, he flexes in every corner of the city. Hey. Don't be like Quarcoo. Insure your unregistered vehicle with the chassis number with 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 motor policy and stay covered. You can also take other policies such as personal accident insurance, fire and flood, money insurance, contractors all risk, and others. 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 Insurance. If it must be done, it must be done well.
So you can contact 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏 using their website, info@𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏insurance.com, or you can use any of their social media platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Thank you so much for taking time and watching us on this segment. We'll be back with Agro. Do enjoy the rest of the program.
Agro na sodeja, Wesleyan TV, we Jesus Christ, Roko Riazi Inara.